Hey Pisces, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 21st through the 26th. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect here and see what is coming up in the week ahead for you guys, for the Pisces Collective. Keep in mind that if you've stumbled upon this video outside of the dates I just mentioned, don't you worry, you came across it whenever you were meant to hear the messages that are in it. So we're going to go ahead and see what's coming up for you guys. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Alrighty, my dears. Let's get right on into it and see what is going on. You guys have had this ongoing theme of feistiness for a while, and I love it. I love it, Pisces. I love that you guys, a lot of you in the collective, are becoming courageous and bolder and standing up for yourselves. I love it. So I'm curious to see what's going to come up in your reading. Oh, well, that's a nice start. Pisces, your first card is Ace of Cups. Right out the gate. That's really positive. Okay. So I have a special message when I see Ace of Cups. We'll get into that. But traditionally, even without the special little cherry on top, traditionally Ace of Cups is a great card, right? It's new beginnings. It's emotional fulfillment. It's happiness, it's joy. It can be a sense of like a new home and being comfortable in your new home. It's like this resurgence for life. It's like your love for life coming back and just enjoyment, right? You're able to enjoy and love life. Now, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings because they focus on love. And yes, it is true that Ace of Cups can be a soulmate love, okay, like a happy, fulfilling love, happy life with somebody, and that can be something that some of you are manifesting or healing a relationship. But in the weekly forecast, I want to focus on you guys and less about other people. And I do the love readings separate on my channel, so love readings for June are linked in the description. July will be up soon. But overall, my dears, the Ace of Cups is special for me in my readings because one of the things I've noticed over the years reading for people, Ace of Cups comes up when you're making a very positive, very powerful, very permanent karmic shift where you're never, ever, ever, ever going to have to repeat karmic lessons or situations that have been following you. You're never going to have to repeat them again. Because what happens is, and you guys have been pretty feisty lately, so it doesn't surprise me, what happens is the person gets to the point where they're like, you know what, universe, I'm sick of this. I am done with this nonsense. I'm sick of the same thing happening all the time. I'm sick of working in the same crappy job. I'm sick of the same terrible boss no matter where I go. I'm sick of liars, backstabbers, players, whatever it might be, right? You get to the point where you're like, I know what the red flags are. I know what to look out for, and I'm never doing this again. Like, if this ever comes up again, I'm going the opposite direction. I don't have time for this. I refuse to put up with it. I want to be happy. Universe says awesome. Pisces is awake now. Pisces has their eyes open. Pisces no longer needs these painful or uncomfortable situations to poke Pisces to wake up. Pisces is awake, and now Pisces is ready to learn through joy, creativity, support, laughter, fulfillment, love, all these wonderful things, right? Now you're ready to learn your lessons in a way that feel good instead of through the painful lessons. So there's a powerful karmic shift that happens for people with the Ace of Cups. At least for me in my readings, over the years keeping record, I've noticed that with Ace of Cups is because a lot of the people I read for, I've read for a while, and I noticed that happen. And so now when I see Ace of Cups, I'm like, oh, this is really positive. Your next card here, my darlings, is the Eight of Swords. Now you've had your Ace of Cups moment, right? But now the Eight of Swords is you have to have your courage to walk through the door. Some of you had that moment where you're like, I'm done with this. I'm sick of this, right? I'm not doing this anymore. But you may be a little bit on hold because you're like, okay, universe, send me the person to do this with me. to take me by the hand and to go on the journey with me. This is where it gets tricky. Okay? And don't get mad at me, Pisces. I'm just the messenger. And know and understand that I sympathize with you because I have been in your shoes. Believe me, I have been in your shoes. I've been there. When you're like, oh God, angels, this is like my life is hell. You just send me the person to help me, make this transition. Send me the supportive people. Send me just one person that I can, start this new journey with. And I'm telling you from my own experience, and I'm telling you from my own meditation, what happens is like attracts like, energy attracts energy. So when you're in the Eight of Swords, you notice that a lot of the stuff around you is BS. And you're ready for change. And you're ready to go for what you want. And you're ready to put yourself out there. But you're waiting for not even necessarily a romantic partner. Even like a friend. Somebody high vibrational to come in on this journey with you. But when we're in this energy of like this, I'm scared to take the steps. And I want somebody to do this with me. This is where it gets tricky. Like attracts like, energy attracts energy. The best case scenario, when you're in Eight of Swords energy, best case scenario is you're going to have somebody coming in who's going to basically be in the same boat you're in. Like they're looking for somebody to lead them. They're looking for somebody to show them. They're feeling lost. They're feeling scared to move forward. And then what happens is you have a case of two people who are looking at the other person to be the rescue or to take the lead. And that can be frustrating, right? Who's gonna help who, right? And so you attract somebody that you might look over and say, my gosh, this person is, awfully clueless, or I thought this person was gonna help me, but they're expecting me to help them. And that can be very frustrating, right? Especially when you're breaking out of codependency. When you're like, I don't want a codependent relationship, that can be super frustrating to find yourself in energy. Worst case scenario, and I want to give you all a word of caution, those of you who are maybe looking for somebody to teach you or guide you, and there's a lot of wonderful, amazing teachers out there. I'm not saying that there aren't good teachers out there, but you really want to use caution. The worst case scenario with the Eight of Swords is that you might attract somebody who's a bit of an opportunist. They see where your insecurities are, they see where your fears are, and they play upon those to take advantage of the situation. Sometimes to milk you for money, sometimes it's just the element of being able to have control or power over somebody, and so you need to be cautious, right? Eight of Swords is saying that you're not as stuck as you think. You can shimmy out of that little cloth. It's not around you that tight. You can push that blindfold off your eyes and you can see, whoa, I've got plenty of room to move forward. I'm not trapped, and heck, I can even maybe grab a couple of these swords for the journey ahead, and I have protection, I have tools. So there's solutions in some of the things that you're perceiving to be problems. There's solutions in some of the things that you think are holding you back. You can actually use it as a vehicle for change. Pray about this, meditate about this, Pisces, because you're in that Ace of Cups energy. You're ready for the shift. Your next card here, my darlings, is the Two of Pentacles. All right, so energy is shifting, but negative ego is coming up here, and it's telling you, oh, Pisces, oh, it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard. You can't do it by yourself. Oh, Pisces, if you end up going out there and doing it by yourself, you're going to look silly. People are going to think that you're weird. Oh my gosh, what if you fail? You're going to look so silly if you fail. That negative ego is coming in hard, and that doesn't surprise me at all. Negative ego comes in the hardest, and it's the loudest when we're the closest to big shifts and big changes. Even when the shift and the change is something positive, negative ego doesn't like it. Negative ego hates change. And so know and understand that if you have that mean little record playing in your head telling you how hard it's going to be, telling you how silly you look, that is fear, and fear is a liar, okay? Now there's healthy fear. There's the natural fear that we have, instilled in us from the time that we were all out living in the wilderness, right? We learned to be afraid of wild animals. We learned to be afraid of certain things to keep us safe. That's the kind of fear we need to listen to, right? If we're in a dangerous situation, we need to leave that dangerous situation, okay? Because it's only going to get worse if we stay. And maybe for some of you, that's where you are. Maybe you're realizing that I got to get out of this bad environment, or I got to get out of this abusive living situation, or I got to get away from these toxic friends. But, they're going to judge me, or they're going to say bad things about me if I do it. You need to get yourself in a safe situation and be less concerned about what other people are going to think about it. Okay? Two of Pentacles also can indicate that we need to be in some playfulness. We need to play a little bit. We need to find ways to take the work ahead and make it fun, make it enjoyable, right? Those of you who are parents, right? Or like when I used to teach preschool and it was cleanup time, the kids didn't want to clean up. But if I said, "Oh, well, we're pirates and we found the treasure. Let's hide the treasure in the in the magic bin. Let's put it away. Let's hide the treasure." Then, oh yeah, all the kids run up and they want to put the toys in the toy box. So it's finding a way to make it fun. Yes, there's gonna be work ahead. Yes, it's gonna be challenging, but try to find a way that you can focus on the parts that you enjoy. Give yourself a pat on the back every time you accomplish something difficult or something challenging. Focus on the ways that you're growing. Focus on the skills that you're picking up. Okay? Because anytime we make a big shift in our life, it can be scary and it can be overwhelming, right? But you have this Ace of Cups available to you. Don't let negative ego talk you out of reaching for it. You've waited for this for so long. Okay? Have faith, have confidence in yourself. Your next card here, Pisces. Oh my gosh, how long has it been blurry? I am so sorry. I'm just here like talking. I'm like not even looking at the screen. I'm just talking. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully it hasn't been blurry for too long. Your next card here, my dears, is the Page of Swords. Ooh, fancy schmancy, and I'll tell you why. Okay, now I know traditionally in tarot, the court cards are going to be representative of other people, right? And especially when we're used to watching tarot for love and romance. But, right, I'm trying to focus on you guys in this reading. I want it to be about you and less about other people. Now, with the Page of Swords, it can indicate a younger air sign person or someone who has a very youthful energy, who is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Some of you could be dealing with this person, and this might be the person that you're having to set down some boundaries with. And maybe for some of you, in some cases, get away from, okay? But for a lot of you, the Page of Swords is more the energy that you're stepping into, okay? Page of Swords is going to gather information. Page of Swords is going to get out there and do their homework and figure out how they can make changes, what opportunities are available to them, what they have available that they can work with. Page of Swords is going to get out there and do the studying and do the work, okay? Page of Swords for me in my readings also comes up a lot of the times when somebody is going through unblocking in the throat chakra, okay? And that's going to be aligned with the energy that Pisces has been coming in for a while with this feistiness, right? Because when I see Page of Swords, a lot of the times it's somebody who's learning to finally speak up, to speak their truth and to speak up, and there can be an unblocking in the throat chakra for a lot of you. Some of you are kind of preparing yourself to speak your truth, and I feel like for some of you, you're like, this is my final truth, my final straw. I'm setting down this boundary, right? And some of you are in this energy where you're ready for whatever might come as a result of you speaking your truth. Maybe some of you didn't speak the truth because you didn't want to get fired, or you didn't want to have a friendship end, or you didn't want your like family to be mad at you, or you were scared that your partner was gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm so insulted, I don't want to be with you anymore, let's break up. You know, you might have kind of been biting your tongue or not speaking your truth because you were concerned about what somebody else was going to think. But here, this is telling us that you guys are getting out of your fear and you're figuring out that safety net, right? You're figuring out, okay, I'm about to lay this down. I'm about to tell it like it is. And, maybe I'll get fired, or maybe I'll end up, having to move out of here, or maybe I'll end up having to break up with this person. So you're going to have to look at the situation and say, okay, how can I prepare myself if that is the consequence that occurs, right? So I do feel there's a sense for a lot of you Pisces where you want to be happy, you want to be in your truth, you feel really miserable being in this stuck energy, you want the change, you're ready for that Ace of Cups, you're going to speak the truth as like a kind of a last attempt here. Are we going to get it together or not? Are we going to get on the same page or not? But you're doing it in a smart way in which like you have the safety net laid out in case that person doesn't want to change, in case that person or situation doesn't want to be on the same page as you, and they're just like, no, things are fine how they are, let's just go back to how they were, quit complaining. And you're like, I can't do that because I'm so miserable, right? But you're having the safety net laid down first so that you don't find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh gosh, like now what? Like now what do I do? So you're getting over your fear, speaking your truth, and preparing yourself for, what changes may come as a result. But this is all leading to that Ace of Cups, to that happily ever after, to that new life, right? Make sure that we have our safety net in place. Make sure that we're not doing things willy-nilly. Pray, ask for guidance, ask for wisdom. And I feel like a lot of the Pisces, you're just tired of being like quiet in the corner, right? And you shouldn't have to live your life quiet in the corner, right? And so you're coming into this powerful shift. Be sure to check out your moon, sun, and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for June are linked in the description. The July love readings will be up soon. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Take care, my dears.